Hello, hello. Welcome to Shading White. I'm Marilyn, and today we have a mix-up for you. I'm going to show you part one of what is verdigris and what does it look like. If you're not familiar with us, like I said, my name is Marilyn. My husband's name is Barry, and we are resellers. We sell on multiple platforms. The information is down below in the description if you haven't been here before. If you have, thank you for returning. We do lots of jewelry videos. I'm trying on Fridays to open up to different things, and this one is going to be on cleaning. First off, in part one, I'm going to show you how or what it is and how to prevent it. Verdigris, let me show you. This is a really heavy one. That all around the blue stones, or they're actually glass, is green goo. This is turned into verdigris, okay? And verdigris is what happens when copper, brass, or bronze is weathered or exposed to air, water, or seawater. And we all know it to an extent outside of jewelry, like the Statue of Liberty has verdigris on it, and lots of different things. If you have a brass or a copper, anything that's outside a weather vane or anything like that, it has a natural verdigris on it. Well, that's fine and dandy because it's outside and it's meant to be that way. Where jewelry, not so much. Not only that, it can be very, very harmful. It can be as little as this is a brass cuff, and let's see, you know, you start looking at it and you're like, oh, that's fine, it's pretty. Then you see just a little bit of green on this side. This one's not bad, but if you see it, you want to get it off. If you take off your earrings and there's a little bit of green on them, and you're like, how's that? These are sterling. Well, sterling is 925 of 1,000. So there is a base part of that is probably, most likely, copper, brass, or bronze. Most likely sterling, that's what's in sterling. Oh, and just to give you a clue, this is my research that I found. Is it 100% right all the time? No. Be sure anything I tell you, that if you're unsure, definitely look it up and do your research yourself. I'm not an expert. I just happen to deal with a lot of jewelry, and this is what I do. Verdigris is very, very contagious. So, example, you're out, you come home, you jump in the shower, and you don't take your jewelry off, and you go to bed, okay? And you're like, oh, you know, I'm going to change my earrings. A couple days later, you pull out your earrings, and you have like a little bit of green goo on the back of them. That is a verdigris. However, that's actually green goo, okay? It hasn't started into the verdigris part. Verdigris is actually damage. It is a coating that gets on brass, bronze, copper, that kind of thing, but it can be extremely damaging. This piece, beautiful locket, okay? It is brass. It is really cool. Check out the picture. Is that great? Probably from the 20s. And it has a verdigris on the handle or the hinge and around all the edges. All right, this, if it goes and sits next to this piece, that could be where this green got transferred from, because it's extremely contagious. If one piece has it, a lot of your other jewelry can have it. Not only that, but you have to be very, very careful the way you put away your jewelry. Don't just pile it all in a jewelry box or a trinket box. First off, when you take off your jewelry, clean it. Very simple. Just take a little bit of alcohol or vinegar or something like that, and just wipe it down really good so it dries up all the moisture. And then you want to be sure that it's dry, and put it away singly on a tray or a jewelry box or something like that. Just don't dump it all in. And definitely the silica packets that comes in your medication and packaging and stuff like that, I save all those and I put it in my bags of jewelry and my trays, in my jewelry boxes. That way it keeps out all the moisture, because you can get moisture in so easily. So just be sure that you're not stacking your jewelry up on top of each other or anything like that. And pearls, real pearls, you want to be sure that you handle them extremely carefully. I will post a pearl in a couple weeks. I'll post a cleaning of pearls, because pearls are extremely delicate and you want to clean them in a special way. You want to put them away and not let them get sitting around with others, and you don't want them rubbing up against others. But if you do happen to have pearls that have verdigris on them, my suggestion is take them to a professional. You don't want to be trying ketchup and lemon juice and acid and alcohol, things like that. You don't want to play around with a really nice set of pearls. And even though pearl values are still kind of low today, pearl values come and go along with fashion. And you just want to be sure that you're taking care of pearls, because I have a couple sets of pearls that are 100 years old and they are still in perfect condition. So just be careful that don't play around with those, and take those specially to a professional. Also, Stanhope jewelry, that is the little crosses or little lockets and things that has the little like the shepherd's prayer, also has like little crosses on the inside as you look through a little peephole, and it has little inserts in them that you can see. Well, never get those wet, and never clean those yourself, because if any liquid gets on that inner pieces, they disintegrate. So be careful, because I run across a lot of them that have been cleaned and there's nothing inside. So just be aware of that. Also, as far as gemstones and semi-gemstones, be sure that you're researching what type of gemstone you have and how hard it is, and if it can be submerged, if it is a soft stone, gemstone, you got to be really careful with those. So just be sure that you're doing the research on the pieces that you're cleaning, and that's on any type of jewelry, whether it is verdigris pieces like this one, very pretty piece, and you're like, oh, that's nice. It's just a porcelain piece, and all around the edges it is got verdigris, and all the way. And I'll say you do get more verdigris in costume jewelry, because you find it, the metals and stuff used in that, whereas your gold, I have seen it on gold, more so in gold filled, and my mind just flew away from me. But I've seen it on sterling silver. As I said, you'll also find 800 silvers, 950, 925 and lower, you know, and so you will see Green Goo and Verdigris on all types, but mainly on costume jewelry. If the Green Goo is new, example, as I said, you even go to the beach and you come home and there's a little bit on the back of your earring, you can take just an eraser and get it off. Alcohol, like, you know, clean it off. Little jewelry pads that have jewelry cleaner in them that you just tear open in a separate little package, and you can clean them with that. So those are all really good. Also, just going to the grocery store and get like metal cleaners, like silver cleaner and things like that. Silicone polish. Remember, just be careful. All these things have grit in them, and you don't want to put them on your stones. You got to be careful with finishes, and you have to be very careful because there is a little bit of grit in most of those things. Rarely, I mean, there is a couple silver cleaners that are very smooth, but try a little bit and put it over to the side and just see how it reacts to your piece of jewelry. One of the this one's really dirty because I've used it a lot. You know, really great things to use is polishing cloths. Anytime I have silver or a piece of jewelry that looks like it needs to be cleaned, I include a little polishing cloth, a cleaning cloth. And these are good to do. You know, you just dry them off and it cleans it. So having things around like that makes a big, big difference. Tools to also have that really helps, as I said, cleaning cloths are great. Horsehair brushes are great. Even little brush pen set that you can clean it with, because the most important thing is definitely keeping your jewelry clean. But one thing that I would definitely suggest, and especially on horsehair brushes, clean the jewelry, okay? Just get all that goo, like it builds up, and I'll show you more just photos of it. And but you want to get all the excess off first before you get to the cleaning. Just don't like jump in and start dunking your jewelry, because you don't want to do that. But you want to get any loose green gunk off first. And after you do it, be sure to wash all your tools very well. You don't want to contaminate your next piece. Even if you, like on my horsehair brushes, like I'll just clean off the dust and stuff from the vintage pieces or antique pieces. And I don't do that a lot because, strangely enough, I have people request all the time from me when they'll purchase something, oh, please don't clean it at all, don't even brush it down or anything like that, because they want it to stay intact exactly as they saw it. So you just got to be careful. However, if it's your piece and you're not going to sell it, then my suggestion would be do what you want. If you want that piece completely cleaned, clean it. So the first thing is using even baby toothbrushes or child toothbrushes. They come soft. You can buy them in large packages, and I use those all the time. And it's good to use those because they're new and you can just wash them out really easy, let them air dry, and then you can use them again. Whereas don't use an old toothbrush that has like, even though you put it under water and you've washed it, it's still old and you've replaced it. So you don't want to be using that on your jewelry. So just buy a new one and then use it specifically for your jewelry. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a couple pieces that I'm going to be cleaning. And then what I'm going to do is show you each one in different degrees of damage. And then I'm going to, on next week's video, is actually show you the before, during, showing you what method I used and the results. So I already showed you this one, okay, that has a little bit right here. Another one that isn't much, but it still has some on it is, this is just a tiny bit, but this is where you want to catch them. It's like this piece, there's no damage been done. The, actually there's a little bit of damage. Let's see if you can see that. It's the coating starts getting to the base metal, and that's where you have to be very, very careful, because coatings can come off if it's a prong set piece. But if it is a prong set, let's use this one. This is my ring, and there is no issues with this. However, if it had the verdigris on it, it could get in the prongs, and then it would weaken the metal, and your stone, you could lose your stones. So you got to be very, very careful with any prong set jewelry that has the green goo or the verdigris. And this piece is a beautiful little floral cameo. It is an older piece. However, the only green goo I saw, let me see, is right here on the frame. Not sure if you can see it, but it's right there inside the frame. But that's enough to start disintegrating that metal. So I'm going to show you how to clean that out and get it safe, because this is a shelled cameo and we want to handle it and very, very delicately. I already showed you the locket from the 20s. We're going to clean that one up, and that's going to be using a different process because this is metal versus this that has the shelled cameo. So we have to use two separate processes for those. And I showed you this one that has the porcelain, and then around the frame has the verdigris. Very, very bad. I showed you this one. And this bracelet has it on both sides. This is a broken bracelet, okay, that the hinge or the clasp is on one side is no longer there. It's a gorgeous piece. But I just wanted to show you because it's a really good one to show, because it's it's a filigree. It has lots of little holes and openings and places for that green gunk to be. So we want to check the damage on this and just see what we can do with it. And I'm doing a learning process too of different methods. So it's going to be great to see the different pieces and which method works best on what. The last piece, I have two more pieces to show you. One is this. This is a really cool piece. It is, hold on, I just don't want to stab myself. It's a pendant heart brooch. It is just metal. However, you can see how it got really black goo in there. And then if you look in here, it's just starting to get green. So I wanted to use this one and see. Now this one, I believe, is a Miriam Haskell style. It's not signed, so I don't know if it's really Miriam Haskell. On the front, it just looks like it's dirty right here. However, when you look at the back, I'm not sure if these are coming through, but it's hairy. Right here, okay? And that's verdigris. It's that hairy, clumpy, icky. Could I use a little bit more adult words? But the best way to describe it is like it has like hair, and it's just really dirty. And I'll tell you that I find Miriam Haskell pieces to be like that, because they are using, you know, a lot of filigree, and they're faux pearls. So it has a lot of places for dampness to get into. So you just got to be very careful. So I'm going to clean all these, show it on camera next week. And what we're going to do is use a couple different things. We're going to try the ketchup method. We're going to try the vinegar method, and we're going to try the lemon juice method. So, and we're going to see what's best. So hopefully you will stick with me and come back next week for part 2. Fridays are going to be a series for us of showing you different things, cleaning methods, hard goods, showcases, designer showcases, research, and how-to different things. So hopefully it's fun and interesting and entertaining. So thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know what you thought in the comments, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.